libertarian who want to have the republic reinstated. Real Americans. We're told, oh, this is for Al-Qaeda, but then you learn it's for U.S. citizens. And the whole thing affects U.S. citizens. The whole program is so you can be disappeared and flown secretly with a black bag over your head to some European country where you're basically interrogated, tortured, killed. And then they just have people like Mitt Romney and Barack Obama get up there and defend it. And what did Mitt Romney say 2 nights ago in the debate? He said, you can trust me with this power. No, the founder said, don't trust the president with dictator power. Don't let him have that power. And if they try to have that power, it's treason. I mean, we've got a clip up on Infowars.com about SOPA with Lieberman, Senator Lieberman. Same guy pushing and helping write the NDAA, saying, look, we need to be able to shut down parts of the internet or all of it to protect America. We need what the Chinese have. I mean, that is a open, in-your-face quote that we're talking about. In fact, we'll put that article up on screen for folks that are watching us right now at prisonplanet.tv. SOPA protest shut down websites. The Washington Post is reporting it. New York Times protest on web uses shutdown to take on 2 piracy bills, which are not piracy bills. They're due process takeover systems. SOPA and the PIPA damage the free speech. Today we fight back. That's what Reddit is saying as they basically go dark and just point out what's happening. Here's the big article that you want to get out to everybody. And again, we'll put this up for folks from Infowars.com. We'll actually show people the article of this. The secret behind SOPA. It's the end of the internet as we know it. And it goes on. The secret behind SOPA, the so-called anti-piracy bill. This is an Infowars.com article. Up at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. If you want to find this and get it out to people, if you want to get this out to people, you can basically go to the site, get it, and email it out to folks so they understand what's really happening. The secret behind SOPA is the so-called anti-piracy bill, which is today the target of an unprecedented backlash with WikiLeaks and other major websites going dark to protest the legislation, has nothing to do with piracy or copyright theft. It's all about the formal effort to mimic Communist China's system of internet censorship. But don't take our word for it. Listen to what Joe Lieberman, and you can watch the clip right there, co-sponsor of the PIPA and SOPA sister version in the Senate, said about the purpose of the behind the U.S. government's efforts to control the internet under the guise of cyberspace. Lieberman characterized fears that the U.S. government would use such powers to censor political content as total misinformation. That's how they always do it. They say total misinformation, but then admit it. Yet goes on to admit that the purpose behind the agenda to mimic China's ability to disconnect parts of the internet in case of war, adding, we need to do that here too. That's the quote. Of course, Communist China's war is not against foreign terrorists or hackers. It's targeted against people who dare to use the internet to express dissonant voices against government atrocities or corruption. China's system of internet policing is about crushing freedom of speech and has nothing to do with legitimate security concerns, as Lieberman well knows. And again, the big IT companies created by DARPA, created by the CIA, funded, given the big contracts here in the United States and Europe, are the very groups that help build the great electronic Berlin Wall of China. This is on record. And I told you for years this is how they would come after the web in the name of copyright. And they're now doing it. When they've got all the other laws that amply deal with that and more. The different takedown notices, the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, all of it. Continuing, having largely failed in its bid to use fears over cyber warfare, bearing in mind it was the United States and Israel who launched the Stuxnet attack to achieve the ultimate goal of internet control. Lieberman has returned with the same agenda, only under different guise. The Protect Intellectual Property Act, of which he is a co-sponsor. I'm going to give you the latest on this. Then big news with Iran. Iran threatens to torpedo U.S. aircraft carriers. 3 U.S. warships stationed in waters near Strait of Hormuz. Ron Paul has filed suit against someone. We'll tell you about that. Folks, have you lost your power and wanted to simply flip a switch to get the lights back on? If so, this is going to be the most important message you'll ever hear, because there's never been a better time to get ready for the winter power outages ahead. Here's why. Solar-powered generators are now available from our friends at Solutions from Science, one of our oldest sponsors. Their emergency backup systems provide life-saving electrical power when you need it most. Unlike gas generators, a solar generator runs quietly, emits no fumes, and produces electricity from the sun. It's like having an electric power plant running quietly in your own home. Whether it's ice storms, brownouts, or blackouts, you'll never have to suffer through painful power outages again. When the power goes out this winter, you'll be ready with a solar-powered generator from Solutions from Science. Go to mysolarbackup.com for more information. That's mysolarbackup.com or call 877-327-0365.
Iodine protection packs from hempusa.org are now in stock for immediate delivery worldwide. Our iodine protection packs include microplant powder, green life kelp, red palm oil, and our clear roll-on iodine that will feed the body the iodine it needs. All iodine protection packs are in stock, save you money, and ship for free in all 50 states. Visit hempusa.org or call 908-691-2608 today.
We the people grow cotton, weave fabric, engrave ink, embed strips and fibers to protect from counterfeit and carting to a private bank, having it lent back at interest, forcing taxes to service debt. This capitalism, or was Jefferson correct when stating a central bank issuing the public currency is a greater menace to the liberties of the people than a standing army? Hi, Ted Anderson. I'm placing a silver dollar in a book explains our monetary system. Call for your copy, 800-686-2237. It's time to understand the system. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
Have you ever seen a U.S. postage stamp featuring Abraham Lincoln, Ben Franklin, or George Washington? If you're into stamp collecting, you know it's a fun, affordable hobby. America's leading stamp dealer is the Mystic Stamp Company, and they want you to have their free 140-page color catalog. Go to MysticStampAd.com, the website of the Mystic Stamp Company. Serving stamp collectors since 1923, Mystic Stamp is well known in the industry for its experience, superior customer service, and an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Go to MysticStampAd.com to request your free 140-page U.S. stamp color catalog, packed with collecting tips, special offers, color photos, and over 4,600 available stamps. Call 800-433-7811 or go to MysticStampAd.com. That's 800-433-7811 and ask for your free U.S. stamp catalog or MysticStampAd.com. Mystic Stamp Company, America's leading stamp dealer.
That's what it sounds like when a burglar kicks in the door of a dark house that looks like no one is home. Don't let your home be the next target. Make it look like someone is home watching television with Fake TV. Fake TV is a small electronic device that makes the same light as a real television. So from outside, it looks like someone is home watching TV. Fake TV plugs in just like a lamp on a timer, but is far more convincing to burglars. Fake TV deters burglars, costs far less than an alarm, and is highly recommended by numerous police departments. Use it anytime you're away from home. To order your Fake TV for only $34.95, go to faketv.com. or call 1-877-5-FAKE-TV. Each additional Fake TV is only $29.95, so get one for you and one for a loved one for safety, security, and peace of mind for both of you. Call 877-5-FAKE-TV or go to faketv.com. faketv.com, the burglar deterrent.
All right, let me do this. I want to get back into how the system intends to try to maintain control over information and how the so-called establishment mainstream media is teamed up with government and has an incentive to go along with this to shut down their competition. The arrogant system thought that it could sell the public and the world on a curtailed, censored, gatekeeper internet under the guise of cybersecurity and copyright. But the world is not buying it. The people are not buying it. And this is just another example of how every time humanity stands up, we are having success. We're having victory. In fact, I have a special report that I shot yesterday with Aaron Dykes that we're going to have ready tomorrow that basically breaks down the fact that humanity is rising, humanity is waking up, and that 2012 is a year when the tyrants are coming out into the open out of a desperate need to try to dominate humanity back into submission. But the fact that on Monday, the Congress people supporting the SOPA bill and other accompanying legislation came out and said, okay, we're going to shelve it for now. Now, that was a possum move, and I said that on Monday. Now they're back saying they're going to try to vote on it on the 24th next week. But it's still a victory that they're having to go from openly promoting it and saying, yeah, it's for your own good, to saying, okay, we're not going to sign it right now. We're not going to try to pass it right now. Remember when they were having trouble with the NDAA and secret arrest of citizens? Obama came out and said, I'll veto that. People were like, oh, well, problem solved. Let him pass it. And I was like, he's going to sign it. He's going to sign it. So you do need to contact the criminals in Congress and let them know that you're aware of the fact that you're aware of their crimes and that they want to start shutting down free speech because they're desperate. But let them know that the genie is out of the bottle, that you're aware of what they've done. But more importantly than any of this lobbying, the Congress critters and the District of Criminals up there in D.C. is to appreciate alternative independent press, whether it's talk radio, internet, whether it's that radio show you listen to locally, or whether it's a national show, or whether it is a website you visit, or whether it's an author. As free speech comes under attack, we either all stand together or we hang separate. And this is an issue, just like the TSA groping and humiliating people, that transcends party lines, ideological affiliation, religion. And it's something that really unifies people on basic issues of freedom. And it is that brotherhood, that sisterhood, that common humanity of us coming together that scares the globalist more than anything. So, learn to flex our muscles. Learn the power we have by voting with our dollars and with boycotts and with blackouts and with demonstrations. But more importantly than all of that, exercise your free speech, or what does the old cliche say? Use your free speech or lose it. Use your muscles or lose it. Use your brain or lose it. All the studies show, chemicals included, but Alzheimer's is accelerated by being lackadaisical, by watching a lot of TV, by being passive, by not challenging yourself, by not doing word puzzles, number puzzles, by not doing new things. The system, while I support internet freedom, and while I want to keep it open and free to the extent it is now, because it's not totally free, as you know, understand, though, the globalist social engineers did design it. And it has backfired on them in some ways. They're not God. They're not in total control. But listen to me carefully. In the Pentagon's own words, in the reports we've broken down, we're going to do more reports on this in the future, they admit it's going to be a surveillance system, worldwide wiretaps, what they called it. That's the WWW, the joke. It's not World Wide Web. It's worldwide wiretap. And it's a web that captures you. When DARPA invented this and the CIA deployed this in the 60s, they always planned on using it, not as an emergency communication system that they told you about. That was the public rollout. But as a system to have NSA capability, not just on faxes, phone calls, and radio transmissions, and UHF, VHF, but to have everything we do in commerce be digital. If you want a cashless society, you've got to have a really flashy roach trap that tricks people into going into it, that everything gets onto, so then you can take control through that of the